Alright, well, today I've decided we're going to do story time because with everything that's been going on with the new edition, I'm just too exhausted to actually try and get out to the garden and post a video or record a video, and with our heat lately, it's just been way too much for me. So, for all you who are new to my channel, thank you for joining and watching and liking and subscribing. And for all you that have been around for a while, thank you for all of your support and sticking around through all of my wonky adventures. Now, just so you guys are aware, right now what I'm doing is I'm mixing up baby food. They have evolved to a new stage in their diet, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will in a minute. But so we have to evolve with them and go ahead and start making them new formula food. So as the story goes, I was outside weed whacking the flower bed and weeding the garden, trying to get all the weeds and everything out, keeping up with everybody being so dry and sun scorched. And that was almost a week and a month ago, or no, a month and a week ago now. So it's been quite an adventure since then. So let's get back to the story. So I did all the weeding one night or one evening, and the next morning, because I didn't get around to watering everything, the mosquitoes took over the yard. So I went out the next morning, early in the morning, and finished watering what needed to be watered to make sure nothing dried out too much that it started to go hydrophobic. And to my surprise, I heard some little noises. Now, I am used to hearing noises from time to time, and we've had all kinds of different critters that have taken up residence under our trailer from time to time. So I didn't think anything of it at first. And so I went about and watered what I needed to take care of, finished up the gardening, doing our thing, went about my business and my day, and periodically through the day, while I let the dogs out, which are the girls, to go potty and get some exercise and do what dogs do, I continued to hear this noise. So by about 7:30, 8 o'clock, when I let the girls out after their dinner, that noise was still continuing. Now remind you that this is the day that our heat index was 110. And there was heat advisories and warnings all over the internet and the weather channels, our stereo system, the whole 9 yards. Stay in, stay safe, stay hydrated. Don't go out if you don't have to. It's just too much. And the chances of heat stroke are extremely high. And for those of you who've been watching for a while, you guys know I've already experienced heat stroke, and I've been fighting heat exhaustion all year this year. Heat stroke last year, heat exhaustion this year. So with old age, that happens. Or not really old age, but with age, as you age and things happen, your body changes. So again, like I said, about 7:30, 8 o'clock, I took the girls out. I still heard this noise. It had not stopped all day. So I started walking around, making sure the garden was watered and everything, taken care of properly. And lo and behold, I find 3 newborn baby kittens in my flower bed. Now, they had been there all day. They didn't have their eyes open. They could barely move, so they were very new. They still had their umbilical cords on them. So, I talked to Ben, and we discussed it and decided, okay, well, you know, I haven't seen a mama or anything out there all day. We don't even know who the mama is. We haven't seen any cats in the yard at all Today, the dogs haven't even barked at the cats. And usually if there's a cat out there, the dogs will bark. So we decided we're going to take these babies in. We're going to get them some food, try and take care of them, figure out what to do, because the pound was closed by then. The pound was closed, so there was no help. So I went and got the supplies for these, take care of these babies, and brought them in, got them all snuggled and warm in a pet taxi, or pet carrier, most people call them these days. But I brought them in, got them all taken care of, got them some formula. They were so young that they couldn't even take to the nipple. I had to drop or feed them, one drop at a time. But we got through that. Feedings were every 2 hours. There was 3 of them. It took me forever to feed them. So long story short, it was very exhausting. But I don't regret it because they're all 3 still alive. So that's the happy story. We still have them babies. It has now been 4 weeks and today is 4 days. So 4 weeks and 4 days later. And we still have them and they're growing big and strong. My girlfriend has decided to go ahead and take one of them early. She's doing the same exact thing that I am with her baby as I am with the twins. And we are keeping them alive. And so that's basically the story. Now the inside joke is one day I go out to weed the garden. The next day I find out, surprise to me, I'm growing volunteer fluff balls. And if you don't know what these little critters look like, I've got to tell you, they are absolutely adorable. So in 2 seconds, I will actually take you over to their playpen and I will show you my fluff balls. So let's go for a walk quick before I finish up their food. Watch out now. Here we go. The lights are not on, which I guess I should probably turn on a light so you could see them better, because they are in a closed-in tote, and that's to keep the other animals away from them. But check out my fluff balls. That is Thing 2, or Twin 2. He is cute as a button. And back here is Thing 1, or Twin 1, and she has a white stripe on her. And she is also cute as a button. And they are going to be ready to be fed here in a couple minutes. Sorry about the background music or noise. That's actually the air conditioner running, so it sounds like a large fan or something blowing at the phone. I checked out one of the recordings I did earlier and it was pretty loud, and it's like, oh my goodness. So apparently I now grow volunteer fluff balls. Now since I've had them, I have received some help and found some people to help me with information on what to do, how to do it, because I'm new to all this kitten stuff. I am not a cat person. Yes, we have 2 cats, but they're just cats. They do their own thing and they keep us company. And we took them in just so that they weren't homeless. So we kind of adopted them. And then of course we have the 3 dogs. Well, Angel was my emotional companion. And then she started getting older, and when we moved here, she didn't have anybody but the kitties to play with, or our kitties, which are now grown cats, but they didn't play very nice with Angel. They were not very friendly, and they still are not very friendly. They don't really like to play. So we decided we were going to go ahead and get Angel a friend to play with, and that's how we got Buttercup. We adopted Buttercup from an online ad. And the same time that we got Buttercup, we actually, the day before we went to pick up Buttercup, we had already paid for her, and we went down to our families down in Sweetwater, and they had just had a big batch of puppies, and the mama didn't have enough teats to feed them all, so we took in one of the puppies. That one was free. So we had that one, but we had already paid for Buttercup, so that's how we ended up with 2 bigger dogs. So we already have a full house in a single wide trailer. So now we are fostering these 2 babies, and when they are old enough, then we are going to find them forever homes. So if you are in the local Eastern Tennessee, Loudoun County, or Lenoir City, and you're interested in providing these cute little fluff balls with a forever home, you can leave a comment on this video and let me know that you're interested in providing them with a home, and we'll get together and talk about what it's going to take for that. Also, I have become a member of a actual local rescue society here in Lenoir City, Loudoun County. And so once we find forever homes for these babies, then we are also going to start fostering for the local area. There's a lot of babies that need to be fostered and taken care of. And when I started doing some research, and what I have been told by multiple people about the pounds and the animal shelters around here, it's just things that are unspeakable on the internet, but are extremely disturbing and heart-wrenching. So I feel like I want to be part of the solution and not just sweep this issue under the rug or ignore it. So once we find homes for these 2 fuzzballs, then we will be fostering from time to time to be part of the solution. So just so you guys have an update, the babies are doing good. They are 4 weeks and 4 days old. They are now on a slurry formula before they go to complete wet food. We're teaching them to lap up the slurry and drink that, get used to the taste, and that gives them more nutrients. And then once they get used to the licking process and lapping it up, then we'll go ahead and transition them to wet food and formula or water as a additive so they stay hydrated. Yesterday they got their first batch of dewormer, and that was extremely stressful. It was easy, but it was stressful. We have had problems. Like I said, we do have other animals, and when we started getting these other animals their shots, we had quite a few extremely difficult issues with the babies that we had. We almost lost 2 of them. One of them, it took us almost 2 weeks to get to bounce back. We thought for sure that she was going to die on us because her immune system just could not handle the medicines that they were pumping into her that were required by law. So I dewormed them last night. Actually, it was yesterday morning, and I watched them all night. It was, like I said, extremely stressful because I was worried that something bad was going to happen like in the past. So I didn't get much sleep, and that's okay. That's part of the journey, as they say. But we're doing good now, and I'm going to try and get more videos posted for you guys, recorded and posted for you. It's just a matter of time. I am still extremely busy with taking care of these babies. They still require quite a bit of attention and care just because they are babies. And as you can see, I'm literally making their food right now, and I've been at it for almost 15 minutes. And it would have been longer if I didn't have the formula already made. But part of the process is that when you're introducing food, one, you have to make their formula, which I did do a video on in the past couple of days. Might have been a week ago now. I highly doubt it though. But you have to first make their formula, and their formula has to be clump free. So I have this bowl that I mix up their formula in, and then I grind it up against the side of the bowl to make sure that there's no lumps in it and everything, so they don't choke. And then of course, then you have to make their slurry, which is a wet cat food. Then you add their formula. So once you add the formula to the wet cat food, as you just heard me clanking around, then you have to smash all of the wet food into slurry slush and make sure there are no lumps in that. So again, they don't choke because they don't know how, they're not trained or learned how to use their mouth to actually chew. And that's what we're working on now. So they get a bottle of slurry, but then they also, because they also get, I'll feed some of it to them right off of my finger. I mean, it's not a big deal. And they're learning how to actually lick, which is good. That's what we need them to do. Because once they can learn how to lick, then they will also get the hang of chewing. So that's what we're doing right now. And like I said, I know I haven't done a video in a couple of days, but we've had a lot on our plate. They've been evolving so fast, and I've been looking at different avenues of how to get assistance with these guys, given that I am on a fixed income and we have enough going on right now that it's just not something, you know, it's not something that we can swing in our financial budget. But we have found some very wonderful people that have helped and are helping out and will continue to help out, and I will return the favor by continuing to foster and make a difference, so that way the people who are helping me aren't so overwhelmed either. You know, you pay it forward. And in the meantime, I will still do my regular videos, and I will do videos on whatever I'm fostering, whether it be kittens or puppies or I don't know exactly what all some of these avenues are fostering, but you know, we'll learn as we go. And I'll share all of the experiences, like I said, the wonky experiences and adventures we go through, and that way not only am I learning, but I'm also showing you, and you guys can see my experience and hopefully learn from it and make a difference in the future, in case you ever come across one of these wonky adventures yourself. So that's basically what's going on right now. I do know, and I have been raised, that no, you don't pick up a wild animal if you find one. You leave it be. The mommy will be back sooner or later. Like I said, they were out there all day. She was not back. She still has not come back. And shortly after we brought them in, unfortunately, I did see a couple of kitties, we'll say, in the middle of the road. And not in a luxurious way. So, it could have been one of them. We don't know. Literally, we have not, the dogs have not barked, and we have not had any cats at all in our yard since these babies have been found. So I'm not exactly sure who or where the mommy is, but I'm glad that we made the right decision and brought them in and have been taking care of them, and we are keeping them alive. And now that I've found some assistance and this wonderful, actually a couple of different wonderful rescue services that are willing to help me, and I will be able to then return the favor and help them, I feel a lot better with that. And I think that that's a new avenue for us, but I think that it's a good avenue, and I think that it's going to make a difference, and it's important to share that with you guys. You know, I've always shared everything with you, even some of my disappointments with the bugs eating my cucumbers and my pumpkins and all. But just giving you a heads up, that's what's going on. That's also an update on the babies. You can see how cute and adorable and fuzzy they are. Little fluff buckets. But they're doing good. And they did make it through the night with their dewormer with no problems. It was just me being overprotective and worried because I've had bad experiences before. But they're doing good, and we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and moving forward. And hopefully it will make a difference. And like I said, in the long run, we will continue to do this to make a difference for others as well. And I do not know where I put the other bottle. Okay, so I'll have to go find it. So anyways, I've jabbered enough, but I just wanted to give you a quick update. I felt like listening to it in my head, it sounded more like story time, so I decided this is story time today. So I hope that you guys all enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Make sure that if you haven't already, like and subscribe. Feel free to share any and all of my videos with your friends and family. And remember, no matter what, you are someone. You do matter. I love you. All life matters. So do your best. Stay strong. And remember, there's no options of giving up. So keep on keeping on. And I will see you on the next video. Until then, ciao now.